Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to share something really interesting that might help you or someone you know when life gets a bit too complicated. So recently I was chatting with a friend of mine who was facing some tough times in both his personal and professional life. The problem seemed like massive puzzles with no clear solutions in sight. So ever been in a situation like that? I'm sure most of us have. So it's like trying to navigate through a thick fog with no clear path. But here's the interesting part. We started to look at a philosophical gem called Occam's razor, and it got us thinking in a whole new way. So Occam's razor, dating back to the 14th century, basically suggests that when you have a bunch of explanations or solutions, go for the simplest one. It's like saying, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. So there we were, my friend and I, sipping on coffee and diving deep into this ancient idea and how could it help us in the modern day chaos. So it's not really about oversimplifying or ignoring the real struggles, but about finding that sweet spot where we can cut through the noise and see what truly matters. So we started to break down the problems into smaller bits, like taking a big challenge and dissecting it into manageable pieces. It's surprising how much clarity you can gain by doing that. So we can say there are three main steps you need to consider when approaching complex problems. And I'm not going to go into detail about my friend and his specific problems, but generally the first step is to break it down. Identify the parts of the problem like pieces of a puzzle. It might still be a puzzle, but at least you're not staring at the whole thing and feeling overwhelmed, right? The step two that we kind of agreed on is to prioritize. Focus on the critical aspects. Sometimes amidst the chaos, there are a few key elements that once addressed can make a huge difference. So the best way I can explain that is think of a game of giant Jenga. Each block represents a challenge or issue in your life. Some blocks are supporting the structure while others are just there. Prioritizing means figuring out which blocks are crucial for the stability of the tower. Pull out the wrong one and everything might crumble. It's about recognizing the key elements that once handled can make a significant difference in the overall situation. And final step, take practical steps. Move from thinking to doing. Small actions can often pave the way for big changes. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's easy to get stuck in a loop of overthinking and planning, but Occam's razor nudges us to shift from thinking to doing. Think of it as planting the seeds. You don't always need to wait for the perfect conditions. You just need to start sometimes. So, if you or someone you know is caught up in a web of complexity, consider giving this concept a try. Search it on Google and definitely look into a little bit more. And to summarize, break it down, prioritize, and take practical steps. Who knows, you might find simplicity in the midst of chaos. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and do share your thoughts in the comments. Remember, in life, a lot of times simple solutions can exist for complex problems. Until next time, stay awesome.